Good morning. Welcome.
Hello,
To have the forklift be
everybody.
able to pick up
Oh,
the load
man, we made
while
some
it's
progress
moving
this
forward and backwards.
I
That's
did a video. I
what I'm trying to
posted
do
that one
here.
already on how I
found
created
at
this
first,
forklift. And like I was saying, the thing with that forklift was I could get it to go forward and backwards, or I could get it to go up and down. But I was trying to figure out how to get the forklift to go forward and backwards, and just the load to go up and down. So it was a matter of attaching the automatic or the animated tool for up and down movement, attaching it to the forklift that's going forward and backwards. I eventually got it figured out, and so that was a big achievement we made here in the park, is getting this load to go up and down while the forklift is moving back and forth. So it makes it look like you're actually moving the loader, picking it up and moving it. So my friend suggested that. It was a good suggestion, so that's why I was working on it. It took me a little bit to figure it out. Like I said, it gets kind of tricky when you try to attach something to them, and it kind of, one can affect how the other one is working. So I figured it out. It's just you had to attach the one to the forklift, then you go on the forklift, and then you attach to the blocks there and not the forklift itself. So that'd be the load going up and down, but you attach to that animation tool. I'm trying to think this out through. So here I'm building the character that the forklift is going to move around, and then I want to build the character separate from the forklift so I can do some work on loading docks there, so I can get this all closed up. I have enough rides inside. I just have to redo a little bit of the scenery and stuff there. Then I can close that up, finish over at the water park there, and then we'll open it up to the public. And we'll see what it looks like from a guest point of view. So it took a while to get this here loading dock figured out, and I actually got it working halfway decent. But like I said, what I needed to do was build the characters on the forklift, so the forklift is lifting the characters, and that the forklift itself is not going up and down. It's just the load that it's carrying, and that was a tricky bit. I could build the character on the forklifts, moving it forward and backwards. That was easy enough, but to try and get that other action in there, I figured it out and I got it to work. So I think what I did too is I brought in the forklift that was already fixed, built, and I attached that to that automated animation tool to go forward and backwards. So it attached to that, and I was able to attach the up and down automation and attach a block to that, which allowed that to go up and down while the tool itself was moving with the forklift, if that makes any sense. So I had that animation tool going back and forth along with the forklift, then I attached the block to that, which allowed the block to go up and down while the forklift is moving left and right or forward or backwards. And it worked. So a lot of the building I'm going to be doing is I got to click on the block, use that block to bring up the next block, and just keep working on it while it's all attached at their block there. And it's not actually attached to the forklift, because what's attached to the forklift is the automated tool, and that does the movement of this load going up and going down. Now I can deactivate that so it looks like it's just carrying the load and it's not moving it. But I kind of want to do something with the forklift, because you see the finished characters coming out at this end, while the other end has the blanks going in. So I wanted to make it look like they were feeding the blanks in from that other side, and then the completed one was coming out this side. So I had the one forklift that just had the blank on it. And then I wanted this forklift to hack the actual character after it was finished. And then I did a couple different things. So there's a different different characters that were being put into storage and waiting for transportation. See how I'm changing them up a little bit so that they're not all the same. And I want to make it so that, like, in between runs and stuff, they can change the color. Like they have the green and the guys with the hats. I got that machine working over there, putting the hats and stuff on. This one's just making the characters. So it's just kind of like getting everything stockpiled is what I was doing. So I built a lot of this stuff to stockpile it in here, and it can be fed into the factory to create different looks and different characters. So, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm creating a warehouse. It took a little bit to figure this out, and the hardest thing to do is work on stuff individually if it's already attached to the structure, because then you click on that and then the whole structure moves. Then good thing there's backspace that puts everything back the way it was, because there's a couple times I moved stuff and went, wait a minute, that wasn't supposed to move. Like for instance, if I click on, let's say, the factory here, if there accident clicks on the tree in the back, it'll move that tree and become a part of that whole thing. Then if you accidentally make it one whole piece, now you got the trees a part of that. That's why I like to, when I'm looking or trying to build something new or work on something new, I'll go to a blank park out there in the middle where there's nothing there. So I just if I click on something, it'll be something within the build itself and not a building. Or so I've had it where I had this whole structure moving. I had to put it back. So now the one thing that I've been looking for, maybe it's in here. I know they had them in Planet Coaster, the original game and stuff like that, is barrels. I'd love to have a couple barrels sitting on the back here, you know, make it like fuel oil or stuff for the transports. I plan to put a couple of those transports back here that I had in the original one. And, we're going to fill that out. Like I said, I want to go over and put a couple shops over at the water park. So there was things to do over there. And I was thinking to myself, man, there's not a lot of rides inside. Well, there is in the factory. There's a few. But there's also going to be a couple rides. Like I got no brakes over there at the water park. I brought that ride, and it's kind of becoming a tradition with the parks here. This idea of no brakes, you know, kind of give you that kind of like, uh-oh, what am I getting into? But it has brakes. It's a good roller coaster. That's just a name to give a little bit of nervous tension while you're waiting to get on. It said no brakes. Did you get that? Like, you know, and then the combat horse, I thought there better be brakes on this thing. So, it's simulating an old train coming down through the hill. But like I said, I used it before. It's worked. It's a good ride. I got a few things that came along with that ride. I noticed that Sergeant Bones figure is over there. Plus, I think Katie Witch and Dauber is up on top on the platform up there somewhere. So there's a little bit of something that connects the park with old Grizzle's Den. And that ride was part of that that franchise. And I was trying to do the same thing, like with Grizzle's Den at the restaurant. And I'll see PC, the regular Coaster Planet, had so you could build a restaurant, bring it in, or build it inside the park. and they don't have it here, so you have to create it somehow. There's different things you can do to create a restaurant with an open floor, and I might do something like that. But for right now, get a couple shops over there. I want a couple changing rooms, a bathroom and stuff over there, and a couple more things to do. So you can come into the factory. You can ride a couple of the rides. I got the bus going. We got. It'll be interesting to see how many people go over to the forklift races. And like, it's a controlled environment. They're not racing on the docks where it could be a dangerous situation. It's really well controlled, and it's your pro forklift drivers. No, not really. It's because actually the guests are driving the go-karts, which is has the forklift behind it. So the forklift's not actually doing. It's part of the racetrack. It's part of the race car. And it's kind of neat. I've ridden it a couple times, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it looks when the park is open. They also have fireworks inside the building. I know how safe that is. I don't think OSHA would be too happy. OSHA, Operation Safety Standards. OSHA, Operating Safety Standards, something like that. That's what it stands for. It's an organization that makes suggestions and check out different places, make sure they're safety wise, and that's kind of what OSHA does. And they got teams out coming and inspect to make sure your fire extinguishers are working, that they're not overdue, that the equipment is safe. People are using their protective PP gear, personal protective gear, which is if you need hard hat, steel toes, safety glasses, visibility might be requiring you to have to wear a vest to make yourself stand out when it's dark out. Different things like that. How to store certain things, how not to store certain things. Some things can't be stored to each other. Oh, I gotta go through there. They said I'm full up. I'm gonna have to clear some of them out. So I got a lot of what I did here saved right to the park. So if I have to, I can go grab it. But like I said, I was trying to get these guys to move, and I was getting the whole building moving. I didn't want the whole building. Here, see? Now the loading dock is filling up with product waiting to be shipped out. So I might bring in a couple flatbeds and put a couple of these on the flatbed to get shipped out. I'll make a loading dock over here. And like I said, I'm at 70% now. When this is all done, and I bring the wall back, and I bring the floor and the ceiling in. That takes a lot of. That really puts me up there with my percentages. But for right now, it's working. I think 70 is not bad. That gives me about 30. Everything in the factory is pretty much done. I want to bring in a few more characters and kind of have them like they're being ready to get shipped. So I'll have to bring some of them other ones in from my workbench. Just kind of stockpile a couple different, beside the different lines. Oh, that turned out so cool. There's a bunch of eyes there now. I got noses in there. I got mouths, teeth, lips, noses, shirts. I got different colors. The thing we don't have, I got one or two in there, but I should have more women in there. But that'll be the next go through. Okay, we did the script flip. Everything's looking good. Thank you for watching.
Script flip, cut, print, and posted in the can on the shelf. Immediately, sweet. Son, fill that old wrist in and just thank you for watching. Thank you for liking.
We're good. That's right. So voice everything is good. Everyone did good. Transitions are good. Music's in. Everything's looking great.